Buddy the dog, what are you doing? Yeah, you're looking at this bag that I got to take back when I go over to Mom and Dad's? Sure. Yeah, he's real into it. Well, it's like almost 100 degrees. It's miserable. But I can't just sit around doing nothing. I got stuff to do. And this right here is part of what we're going to do right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross Oliver Man. We are not working on the Minneapolis Moline Combine, but the stuff that we need is in the back of the truck, which is right here. So let me grab it and drag it over here to the shade, and I'll explain what's what. All right, the faithful viewer will recognize this as the PTO shaft of sadness from Dad's 5209 disc bind. We were mowing happily along. I shut the mower off and I look back to hear stuff flapping on the ground, only to find that this had sheared off. This was a 6-spline deal. And this piece of shaft with that end on it, just like this, AGCO wants $891 for, which I think is absurdity. I ain't doing that. Now, it also got bent in a sad situation of when I was driving back up, it speared the ground and bent this. And I assumed that it bent both tubes. And I told Dad, when you take it apart, you know, see if you can get the two halves separated so we can see what we're working with. Well, it turns out the second half was shorter. So for luck, we did not have to buy that piece, which just saves a little money. So I had him go buy a new piece. And you say, well, that's fine and dandy, but how are you going to hook it up? Well, I bought this snazzy PTO adapter, which was almost big enough, or almost the right size to slide inside of this. So I had it turned down, and then I had them plug weld it. I see they also welded it around here, which that's okay, I guess, but I was worried that that's going to make it too hot and it's going to shear off. So I hope it doesn't do that thing. But it's better than what we got. So my mission now is going to be making sure that we're the right length. And boys, I think we're going to be, because actually I was worried I was going to have to saw some off of that. But with the way they did it, we're going to be maybe an inch shorter. So that's okay, I hope. I think it should be. There should be plenty of room here. I have never slid these two pieces together, so this is the inaugural slide. I should probably grease it up real good first. Ooh, it does get kind of stiff there. I think it will go if a guy just cleans that up real good, since I did nothing. Actually, I didn't even intend on him to bring me that piece, but he brought it over here because he said he was going to take it along to town so that he could make sure that the two pieces slid together. And it's very, very dirty / rusty / whatever. So what I might do is take it down and wire wheel the heck out of it and grease it, and then try to slide the two halves together, and then we'll hopefully have all the fun we can stand. I've got, I think, everything else that it's going to take. That hasn't been very good camera work for you because it's been pointed at the tire, but that happens. So since I don't have to cut any shaft, we'll clean that up. I probably shouldn't grease it till I get there, because otherwise it will be a horrendous mess. And then I also got, because you're going to say, open PTO shaft, danger. Well, I thought of that too. And I took a cue from the mower that I bought, and I bought some of this. So I'm gonna cut me a section and slide over there before I put it on the mower all the way, before I put the PTO end in the bearing. And that will hopefully make the thing happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll cover this. I can cut pretty accurately the length, slide it over the end of the whole thing put together, and then put the bearing on this, and hopefully we'll live our happy life and everything will be fine. So I'm gonna clean that piece up and then we'll get going. Okay, good grief, that was quite the adventure carrying it out here. Yeah, boy, that don't look good, does it? That's been twisting. Now this he took off, and I don't really know what it is. Let's get it started on there somehow, maybe. I guess it's just a... Probably gotta find the magic spot. Magic spot. I didn't bring a hammer, so that might prove to be a problem. Because it's looking to me like this just magically, or that's what he did. Alright, we'll have to tighten that up after a while, or he can do that. I'm mainly interested in making sure that this is really going to do what I think it's going to do. So the next thing we'll have to do, we need to figure out whereabouts that needs to go. And also, what I want to do, I brought some shims, and I want to put shims between the bearing and the yoke of the next thing to make sure that there's not any free travel where that spline part can be going back and forth. In other words, we want all the telescoping to be done on the shaft, not back here on all this. Oog. And I think this is an ordeal. It wouldn't have to be, but it is. Now, that's not enough. I didn't get the right combination. The bottom one was on the bottom. That probably doesn't make sense. Makes sense to me. See, what we're gonna do here is struggle all along life's way. That it had two shims. I'm pretty sure. I got. Then it had this heavy washer. And that's probably not right. I mean, that's probably not factory. Awesome. So I lost the clip and I lost the washer. I got the washer, but that clip ain't around. Oh, this is fun. That's fine. I didn't expect life to just go easy. Well, that ain't a big deal, what I lost there. His cows are driving me nuts, though. I forgot to slide this on there. So we've got to do that. Okay. Take this off. Oh, awesome. I like it when stuff doesn't work. I love to be doing this at home in the shade, not out here where there's nothing. All right. Preliminary results look good. We got to tighten that back up, put that pin back in, which at this point I might let him do. We got to get a clip for underneath, but now's the big one. Well, I said that, but where is the other half of this shaft? We can't do anything without the other half of that, because that is the side that bolts onto there. So we're gonna have to hunt that up. All right, I gotta go find some stuff and then I'll bring you back. All right, he's getting the tractor and the other half of that shaft, because I'd like to see it run here in a second when we're done. Found another clip. All right, put this back in. Hopefully put this pin back in. I'm ready to get the other piece of the shaft put up. But you got this broken piece out first. I thought it was all loose in there. You probably have to drive that out. No, it was all loose at one time. Unless that was... That's a solid chunk you don't want to hit with it. Now this is where it would work. If that shield wasn't on here, I could see what I'm doing. Figure out how I'm gonna... Get that out of my way. I have to turn it more. It should go onto the thick side. Is it shot? It better not be shot. Better not be what? Shot. Now the other one pulled out by hand. This one ought to go on there.
Yeah, I
might have slide right on there. Should be right. Yeah. Something's not right though. But what could it be? Well, what we could do is take this shield loose so we could do it out here in the open. These are twisted. I don't know. That slides in real easy. They're wore out though, and these aren't. Where's that other end, the tractor end? Let's try it on here and see if it's this. It don't want to go on. Okay, then this is the thing. This is the problem, but why? It's brand new. Alright, we aren't there yet. You got that hammer? Or can you get, well, maybe you can get it. I doubt if I can get it in my hand. No. No. Get the hammer. Oh. You don't want more than one washer behind there? No, I don't. I just did that because of the weld. I think though I can. Let's try this. Okay, now you gotta. Of course, I can't see where. Can you see where the hole? Just shouldn't take much. There you're up against. Yep, and I think I hit it right. I can't believe it. Yeah, I think it's gonna work. I think it was like that. I think the nuts were on that bad side. That's what happened, that he just kind of mushroomed that in. When he was driving it in this to weld it. Yeah. He must have hit it too much. Well, thank heavens you knew what to do. I just hope it's strong enough to hold up. Yeah, that's Chinese metal, so who knows. Let's put the other half and hook it to the tractor just like it sits and just run it and see if it'll stay together long enough to, and then you can put the rest of the way back together. What do you mean the rest of the way? Like these shields and stuff. Oh, which way is flat side? There. Alright, it's your rig. You climb up there and you can be ready to shut it off in an emergency in case it's wind it up. What do you think? It's better than what you had. Well, what I mean is on the video I could see when I was cutting that shaft was already broke because it was going like this the whole time I was cutting. And this one, it moved, but I think it's just it's because this whole thing is wore in this tongue, and it was doing this, but I don't think the shaft was doing it. Can we tighten it? Not really, it just sits in there. We'd have to make a bushing to go in that hole.
I think we should. I don't think it should jiggle like that.
Well, you can work on that project and do whatever you want.
Can't we just put another...
Yeah, but that's not going to fix the problem of the hole being wore out.
Oh.
I think it will be different too when you have it unfolded. See, right now you got it in a bind, folded up.
Okay.
When we do it, that's more or less, that's straight when you cut.
Yeah, it is.
So that might make a difference. You can hook it all up sometime and try it and see if it, and unfold it and see if it goes. But right now it's back where it should work. But you can hook it up one day and pull it in the shade or something. And well, I'm going to call this a success. There's homework to do. He needs to put the shields on, and if he wants to tighten this up in the tongue, we're going to have to make a bushing. We should have probably unfolded it to try it. I think when it's unfolded it won't have that shake to it, but I think it'll work. It's bound to be better than what he had, because like I was telling him on that video where I was cutting with it, you could see on the video that it was actually already broke, because that shaft was going up and down pretty bad. So anyway, we're gonna try it. All we can do is fail. This was by far the cheaper way than trying to get the factory stuff, and if this doesn't work, we'll just have to get the factory stuff. But there's no reason why this shouldn't work. It's just one of those things. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.